My mom had complete trust in me to begin with before she knew or had any idea that I was using drugs. So to my advantage, it was easy for me to just say, hey Mom, I'm going here, and go somewhere else completely. And do a complete 180.
I should have seen a lot of it. Again, the denial and the embarrassment. Haley has a stepdad, and he saw it much, much sooner than I did. And he would say, I just don't think Haley's really doing what she says she's doing. Well, not only would I not hear what he was saying, but I would get angry at him because he was obviously saying things about my precious daughter that he shouldn't have been saying. So I kind of, even used that as a tool to hide behind. But it became very apparent and very obvious that she didn't deserve my trust. It hurt as much as, it hurt from that standpoint. It hurt from being afraid for her. It hurt, on so many different levels. It's, there are times still today that I think about it and it physically hurts, but it also has caused us to grow and, not take advantage or take for granted what we have.
When I was doing drugs, I never done them per se right there in front of my mom, but I was doing them in her house, under her roof. I would hide in my room, get high, and then go downstairs and it was like I was rubbing in her face. It was like I didn't care, that I kind of wanted her to find out, but I still, felt like I was being grown up, hiding it and doing what I thought was grown up things.
I did find some things in the house, which I immediately put on her brother. And so we had confrontations with her brother. Again, I was still being extremely naive in the fact that I just didn't think that she was doing it. I thought it was, all her brother. And I was wrong.
Eventually, Mom did find stuff in my room. She found out that I was using. So then I felt like I wasn't able to hide it at home anymore. I felt like I needed to leave and do it so I could just do it where and when I wanted to without having to worry if somebody was coming downstairs or coming upstairs in the room that I was doing it in. Didn't have to worry about somebody walking in on me or, finding it in the room. I'd hide it somewhere else. And
honestly, when she was doing the leaving, I thought it was more over the boy that she was seeing, because again, I'm still trying to justify this action and this behavior. It's all because of him. If I can just get rid of him, then everything will be fine. But it was really probably her leading more than he was. So she left in the middle of a day that we had notorious storms at our house. So she was gone. She wouldn't answer her phone. Multiple people passed away that day, and I had no idea where she was. It was a very traumatic day. It was 24 hours a day. There was not a minute that didn't go by, maybe 5 minutes that didn't go by that I didn't wonder where you were or what you were doing. Are you okay? I would see, police cars and things and immediately have this cold fear run through me. Is that you? Has somebody hurt you? Or, are you in trouble? I just waited, and every time the phone rang, it was like ultimate fear that it was going to be either bad news or you in jail or something.
And I know in the back of my mind, I knew that if, I didn't seek help when I did, then I was going to end up either dead in a ditch or in jail. While I was doing drugs, I wasn't worried about anybody in my family. I wasn't worried about how they felt. I could care less.
See, that was hard for me to understand, because you've always been the empathetic one and the one that, I'll do whatever to make everybody else happy. And the fact that all of a sudden, none of that mattered. And I mean, it was almost like you went out of your way to hurt, not just me, but, everybody.
It didn't matter at all. I didn't care, not one bit. While I was under the influence, as long as I was getting what I needed and when I wanted it, it didn't matter. For the most part, when I'd wake up in the morning and my first thought was, how can I get enough money to run to the nearest pharmacy to get the box of pills that I needed, or who was the closest dope man that I could run to go and buy a quick little sack so I could, me and whoever else I was with could all get high. If an addict would put forth the effort, what they do to wake up every morning and get their fix or get whatever they need a day towards something productive, they can make a killing on anything. We had been up for many days. I want to say it was probably like 4 or 5 days. He had already taken a shower, got out, got ready, was sitting on the bed. I had just gotten out of the shower. I mean, I had not even fully dried off yet. And somebody had knocked on the door. Of course, they were coming to get drugs. When we heard the knock at the door, I said, "Hey, you gonna get that?" I mean, I'm in the shower. And he said, "No, you're gonna go get it right now." And I said, "No, I'm not even dressed." I said, "I'm not going to the door naked." And so he got angry and jumped up and started throwing stuff. When he started throwing things, I already knew what was about to come, because when he started acting that way, that's when I knew he was about to come to me and put his hands on me. So I kind of dodged him a little bit, and then I ran into the bathroom and shut the door, and I threw on my sleep clothes that I had on before I got in the shower. And when I put them on, I come out, and he had a homemade shank. It was a pencil, a razor blade, and electrical tape. He had taken it, and I had ran into the closet, and he had followed me, and he was going for my neck, and I threw my arm up, and when I threw my arm up, I blocked it, and he stabbed me in the arm. So I fell to the floor. Blood was going everywhere, of course. He was trying to, "Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to. Are you okay? Get up, please. Just let me hold you." I said, "Don't touch me." I said, "You meant to do that." Well, when I got up, I tried to snatch my keys, and he snatched them out of my hand, and I wrestled with him for a little while. Finally got my keys, got in the car, and took off to my mom's house.
Not anything that I ever thought that I would see. And she has, basically no clothes. She's stabbed. She's crying. She's, coming down off of a 5-day high. It was just an emotional, terrible thing. We cleaned her up and doctored her, and she went to bed, and we literally did not see her for 3 days. She stayed in the bed for 3 days.
I had lost so much blood, my arm had lost all color to it.
That's when she said, "I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore."
And I didn't. And when I said that, deep down in my heart, I knew that I couldn't do it by myself. But there was still that person that I wasn't trying to speak and say that I could do it by myself. And that's when I told Mom that, I think I can do it by myself, which I should have let the inner me come out and say, "No, I can't do that. I really need help."
She was very angry with me. She didn't feel good. She was hurting. I was trying to be the mother and do the whole, she spoke about her grandmother, and, I tried to tell her, "Your grandmother would be extremely proud of you for making this effort and coming and doing this," and that just was like pouring fuel on the fire. I mean, she didn't like that at all. So then we just rode in silence for a while, and her sister was in the back seat going most of the 5 hours down here. It was a tense ride for sure.
I would take small naps on the way down here. I guess I would fall asleep because I didn't want to feel that physical pain. I mean, it hurt so bad. I mean, in the bones it hurt. And every time I wake up, I look at my mama, I don't feel good. I said, I hurt. I just, get me out of this car. There are not enough words in the dictionary to tell you how much I appreciate everything that you did for me and put me here, and you choosing this place was the greatest gift in the whole wide world.
I got the greatest gift back, and that's you.
Mom is my best friend. I mean, I call her, it doesn't matter, I call her 30 times a day. Hey Mom, what are you doing? It's just, I love being able to have that relationship back with her now that I'm older. We can communicate better now. I mean, I'll just call her, as soon as I get off work on my breaks. Hey Mom, how's your day going? Miss you, can't wait to see you when I get home. I love being able to pick up the phone and know that she likes or enjoys being able to speak with me as well.
My greatest joy is to not feel that need to direct and be, as they love to call me, the buzzkill. Always being, oh no, you can't do that, pull your pants up, do this, tie your shoes. I enjoy our friendship as adults, and she's, because she's sober, she is an adult, and we're able to interact on that level. She carries my debit card more than I do.
A year and a half ago, I would have never pictured me even touching that thing or even looking at it. When I come here, they practiced yoga. We had yoga nights, and our yoga instructor gave us some breathing techniques. It was, every night when you get in the bed, just take a couple deep breaths and just let everything that happened to you that day just go. And you don't have to hold on to it no more. It's over. It's done. Move on. As you do those breathing techniques, and you feel so much lighter when you go to bed. I do.
Yeah, I would think that it pushed us both to grow in a different direction than we probably would have without this. I mean, we probably would have been your atypical mother-daughter, maybe go shopping on Saturday or, something like that. But, I mean, we truly share something that not just your everyday person shares, and that will always be with us. I know that she is there for me, and I definitely hope she knows that I'll always be there for her. I mean, when she came, my mother used the best description. She's just gray. She just looks gray, and she really did. I mean, she has great complexion, and she did not have that at that time. Her hair was falling out. Look at her hair. She has a ponytail like this.
I had lost so much hair that my hair was so thin. I was actually, I guess you would say, balding in the front. I mean, my hairline had gone back so far from so much stuff that I was putting in my body that I wasn't even thinking about. And I remember being in the shower when I was in detox here and realizing, because I wasn't on the stuff anymore, and I was in the shower and I would run my fingers through my hair and I would just pull out wads of hair. And then through the process of getting sober here and getting out and going home, my hair has just, it's so healthy and it's so thick now.
Have you attracted different people?
Yes. Everyone now is responsible. They have jobs, real jobs, not, waking up every day and trying to do the hustle.
I tell you, the most impressive thing is from the time she was, preteen, she always had a boyfriend. The most impressive thing to me in the last year and a half is she doesn't have to have a boyfriend anymore. she's Haley first, and she goes long periods without dating, and that's phenomenal to me. She doesn't need somebody else.
That was probably one of my biggest fears, where it was being alone and not having someone, a man or a boy beside me. That was my biggest fear. And then now that I'm sober and out, I don't need them. I can be me.